It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Confusion and annoyance with the political system may be the factors behind the poor voter turnout at the Lord Mayoral by-election at the weekend. The New South Wales Electoral Commission says current data shows only 76% of residents remembered to head to the polling booths. Despite the figure, the Commission says it's not a worrying turnout for a council by-election. Richard Carroll from the Commission says about 27,500 people failed to put in a ballot paper.
Turnout for the state by-election held a couple of weeks ago was higher. It was 80.58%. So, yes, voting is a little bit down. People need to keep in mind, however, that the city of Newcastle has roughly twice as many electors and is almost twice as big geographically than the state by-election.
Investigations are continuing after a female student at the University of Newcastle was allegedly caught hosting an online sex show in one of the libraries at the Callaghan campus. The Herald reports staff were notified about the student's behaviour last month, with the girl using the library's internet service to record and deliver the pay-per-view service. She's now receiving counselling. The search continues for three men who broke into a Redhead house while the occupants were asleep. Sergeant Dave Rose says the break-in occurred sometime between 9 p.m. on Wednesday, October 15 and 7:30 a.m. the following day.
A house on Ocean Street at Redhead was broken into while the occupants were asleep. The offenders made off with an Apple Mac laptop and several other items. The occupants were not injured during the incident. Police from Lake Macquarie Local Area Command were notified later that day and commenced an investigation into the incident. As part of that ongoing investigation, police have now released CCTV footage of three people they believe may be able to assist with inquiries.
Hunter winemakers and dairy farmers have given the thumbs up to the free trade agreement with China. Tariffs on dairy have been scrapped, while import taxes on our wines will be phased out over the next 4 years, making our produce cheaper and more affordable for consumers in China. However, it's mixed news for the mining sector, with the tariff on thermal coal remaining at 6% for the next 2 years. It's one of the Hunter's biggest exports to China. Meanwhile, the New South Wales Minerals Council has outlined the contribution the Hunter's mining industry makes to the region's economy as part of the 2015 expenditure survey. Sarah Giuliano reports.
The State Minerals Council says big dollars are being injected into the Hunter by mining, $5.9 billion to be exact. The figure accounts for 43% of mining expenditure across New South Wales. In spite of this, big job losses are being experienced in the region. About 1,600 Hunter mine workers have lost employment, with the 22 companies surveyed by the council in the year from 2012-13 to the following year. The council says it's launched a media campaign ahead of the 2015 state election to address these issues. Sarah Giuliano, 2NURFM News.
It's hoped a state government discussion paper will lead to solutions to the public housing crisis in the Hunter. Nearly 60,000 people are waiting for public housing across New South Wales, with applicants in the Hunter waiting between 5 and 10 years for a place. The discussion paper is focusing on finding work and training opportunities to help people become more independent and get them out of the public housing system. A unique musical initiative is being unveiled in the Newcastle CBD today in the hope of attracting more people into the city. 7 pianos will be set up around town this summer under the Keys to the City initiative by Newcastle Now. Everyone is welcome to sit down and tinkle the ivories free of charge. Now with sport, Cecilia Connell.
The Newcastle Jets will be aiming to make amends when they face the Western Sydney Wanderers this weekend after shoring up as the favourites to take out this season's wooden spoon. Despite the mounting pressure, head coach Phil Stubbins believes he's still the man to lead Newcastle, saying more time is needed. Meanwhile, former Newcastle Breakers and Socceroos striker Warren Spink is confident he can guide a second-tier newcomers Cooks Hill United to the Northern NPL within 3 seasons. Cooks Hill are one of 3 teams, including Wallsend and Cahaiba, to be promoted from the Newcastle Zone Premier League. And trials for the Waratah Basketball League season are underway, with incoming Newcastle Hunters coach Larry Davidson impressed with the talent on show. The squad will be trimmed after a second open trial at Broadmeadow next Sunday, with the final team expected to be announced before the end of the month. That's sport. I'm Cecilia Connell.
2NURFM News Time 26 to 8.